Week 6 of the NFL. And we've got Bobby Okereke.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gordon. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone, and tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
And coming up of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down. You talk about this Bengals defense, and they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 7. The second down throw now from Stroud. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Stroud on third down now. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. On fourth down, Don Maggio out to punt. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it was the right time to make that call.
Motioning to the left is Robinson. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Off of play action, it's Watson. Got a man, it's Brown. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Watson now to throw. Buying time to his left. And Watson has enough for the first down yardage as he slides to the turf. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
At the 3-yard line.
From the 3, second and a yard. Now Watson. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. To credit that sack to Robert Quinn. I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down a pass rush and make things easier on their offensive line.
And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Running for it, Montgomery. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Didn't quite get the touchdown, but now they're really knocking on the door.
And if you're the play caller, now you're thinking to yourself, what is your sequence? Because you're not just thinking one play here just in case. You're looking ahead as well. I wonder if he's just thinking 3 power plays at max to get the ball in the end zone.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Montgomery is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Stroud now on 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Throwing now is Stroud. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
4th down, Stroud going to try to throw for it. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Now a first down throw, Watson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 2nd down, Montgomery. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, first touchdown! Farrell Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And complete to Smith and Jigba. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Again, it's Charbonnet, and this time he's in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Chris Nagar now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Still going. 1 man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Bengals. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's good to make it 17-7. And no doubt one of the most if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Zach Charbonnet and his teammates back to the field for another drive. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Stroud. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On the bootleg, Stroud. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it. 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The Seahawks send out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Well, there are times to run that fake, and there are times to not run it. And this, without question, would fall in the latter category.
Well, I don't know about without question, partner. I think we should look at the analytics on this one because, oh, yeah, the analytics say, yeah, without question.
And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Alex Arma, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Meanwhile, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Bengals grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now the Seahawks of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Stroud's and the throw here caught by Addison. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The throwing again is Stroud. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Again, it's Stroud. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. So we reach, well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They were losers a week ago to Arizona, but they're on top here as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On 2nd and 10, Watson on the slant completes to Sutton. And a good job to get him to the ground quickly right there at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a give running right is Montgomery. And he'll maneuver his way up to the 40 for a pickup of about 3 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Hall in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Great effort from Hall. Is just a beast of a pass rusher. Adding his power to one of the league's better fronts, that's a nightmare scenario for NFC quarterbacks, especially those in the West.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's gonna lead him to 4th down.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now here's Stroud. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now Stroud. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Stroud will look to throw once more. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And Stroud now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound.
He finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
At the 27-yard line.
Here's Watson. And he finds Montgomery complete. Loose inside the 30. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
Where's the contain there? And yes, that's a question because that was just a simple drop-off. But he hits the Jets, and all of a sudden, the seas part in front of it. A huge result there to flip the field, and it was a very innocuous play call.
On the give, this is their fullback. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body, getting to him before he can get started.
Again, they go with a fullback Arma. And he is here. Touchdown, Bengals. Alex Arma, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for 2 here. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jackson Smith and Jigba and his offense ready to go once more here.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
You get hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud. Now inside the 25. And down to the 19-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Meanwhile, Stroud's throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Play action. Stroud now. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jelani Woods from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Nagar now for the point after. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And a Jelani Woods touchdown catch capped things off. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first down.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Joe Williams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Bengals offense returns to the field. And now this 4th quarter becoming very interesting. That pick 6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 2nd down and 6 now from the 26. Faking the give. Now Watson. He finds Robinson. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. Fights loose. And he's got a Bengals first down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there in our on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Here's Watson now on second down. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Robinson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he gets it down to the 32. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 32-yard line.
In motion right is Robinson. They'll fake it on a jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Tiny Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know that.
And now the rookie's free. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Stroud. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Oh, and this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot, but this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
One final shot for C.J. Stroud.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.